be streaming League of Legends for CMU versus Akron Esports, which I had to correct it. It's actually Akron in Ohio. The Akron in Michigan is a little too small. That's what's going on. But yeah, this is going to be round 7. So far, we are walking in with, unfortunately, 6 losses under our belt and not a win yet. But hey, hopefully today is the day. But right now, we're still just setting everything up. They're still getting into queue. So we're going to just put you guys back on a brief little break until we are getting into the pick bands. So we'll see you guys in a few minutes. Alright, so here we are in our little pick bands. We're getting a couple things going on. I do see that Greyson has been just immediately banned, which is very helpful because Akron is very good with Greyson. They have used him like 4 times over the last 6 rounds, which is kind of horrifying to see.
Yeah, it looks like our team did their homework getting that Greyson banned because they have a lot of players who like to play him, so we'll see if that continues. I see Akron has played a lot of brand as well, so we'll see if we get a brand ban.
Yeah, I'm also seeing Anivia and Velvet have been banned, which Anivia has been used twice by one of their returning players. However, I don't think Velvet has been used multiple times. I do know she has been used. But either way, I know that can be a very hard hitter, so it's always good to get rid of people when you can. On our side, it looks like a couple of, for the bans on us, it looks like Varus, Vi, and Nocturne have been banned, which are all ones that we have seen CMU use. So it looks like they've done their homework just as we've done ours. And it looks like the first pick has been Maokai picked up by Dino, which is very good because Maokai actually won that Akron really likes to use. They've used them a couple times, they've won with him. So it's really good just take him before the other side can. Oh, and it looks like the first person on Akron side has picked up Smolder. They've used Smolder a couple times, and it's just going to be a matter of, is it going to be Clippers again? Because that's who's used it on their side, but right now we can't see who in Akron is actually playing today.
Yeah, and Smolder is one of the newest characters, and in fact the newest character released just a couple weeks ago, so we'll see if that's been enough time for them to get a good amount of training out of them and make a big impact on the game.
Yeah, and I am seeing a bit of worry because there is that Karma popped up right now, which Akron loves that Karma. They've used her about, it looks like 4 or 5 times just between their previous rounds. So again, one of those heavy hitters that you wanted to watch out for, but of course, getting those essential first 3 bans out of the way, let's hope it was worth it to use them on the did. Does look like Velma has picked up Zach again. We've got a lot of love for Zach in this community, so let's see if it is going to work out for us. And then default is picking. And it looks like we brought back that Seraphine. It's been a while since we've seen that one. It is very nice to see her back.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully we can get a lot of good pokes this match, especially with the Karma on their team, because we have seen that Karma can be an issue. We've had issues with her in the past, so hopefully that Seraphine can match the poke.
Alright, it looks like we've just got mid-chicken picking someone. And they have picked that Lilia. Now Lilia, let's see. I believe she might have been used maybe once by the team, but it looks like overall this is a very new one for them to be using. Actually, no, I don't think they've used her. This will be interesting to see them using her, just because we know she's a very strong contender, but it looks like she is one that is out of their comfort zone, so it'll be fun. Make them use something that they're not really used to all the way.
Yeah, well, hopefully it'll be fun for us, because I certainly don't love playing against Lilias.
No, and I feel like we're getting into our next set of bans, so it looks like that Akali has been banned. I don't really think that's so much, I don't know, she's been used a couple times, but I don't know if she's the biggest threat or just the biggest threat to what they usually face.
Yeah, it's likely personal preference to whoever their mid laner is playing.
Okay.
Perhaps Akali's a big counter to them, but I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and then we've got an Udyr ban, and then we're just getting those final bans, it looks like, before we get those last two picks. And there goes that misfortune. We always love to see her, we hate to see her go.
Yeah, looks like Arri's going to have a tough match, since it looks like both of their main characters have been banned. Mars and Misfortune.
And it looks like we've got that Cassante ban, which is interesting because while Akron has used Cassante before, we also know that CMU is a very big fan of that Cassante, so just overall taking him out of the running is, I'm not sure if it's the best move here, but again, we'll see what happens. And it looks like Clippers is taking their chance, they're going to pick that Nautilus, and then we're going to move on over to who Arri is going to be taking.
Now, I'm interested to see who is playing what on their team, because I was expecting the Karma to go support, but now that they have the Nautilus, because it's more likely that the Naut is going to be their support. But I have seen Nautilus in other lanes.
Okay. What
Strange
lanes
that
have you
may
seen him
sound. I've seen Nautilus be a top laner before, which definitely a strange pick, but I've seen it work. Alright, and our last two picks, Arri is going Yone, and Swag will be picking Arri.
See, and I'm wondering if they're going to keep that or just grabbing it. Because usually I see Arri with Arri, if anything, but it doesn't hurt to swap it up, obviously, because Grey is just always in the area as Arri, so. I know a lot of them are getting more comfortable with swapping their main positions, but we'll have to see how that goes. Alright, and it looks like the final pick was a Pantheon over on Akron's team. And we can see it's actually Dino was, oh, never mind, they're switching up again on me. I was like, wow, Dino with the Arri, I was impressed. That was a change I wasn't expecting. This feels a little more familiar. So once again, we do see that Zach is going to Velma. Yone on Dino does make a lot more sense. Arri actually picking the Seraphine and Arri, the character, going to default makes sense for mid lane. And then Maokai on GreySwag. That'll definitely, that seems a lot more sensible to see. I'm looking forward to it. And then it'll just be a matter of who are they actually playing against, because we didn't catch any player names in the meanwhile. But I guess we'll have to wait for that 3-minute spectator relay. So while we wait on that, we will send you guys for a little break, and we will see you all in the rift.
See you then.
Alright, and welcome. We are once again into the Rift. We have Akron starting from the blue side and CMU starting...
30 seconds until minions.
No, we have CMU starting from the blue side, actually. We just accidentally swapped which side the Akron and CMU labels are on. So hopefully we can fix that. Like magic, our answers have been, our prayers have been answered. But it looks like we have Trey Dog up in top. Lamont is going to be Lilia in jungle. Oh, and Trey is Pantheon. Mid Chicken will be playing Karma in mid. You know, that makes so much sense now to have that as their name. Clippers will be playing, I believe that'll be ADC then, and then Nautilus support.
Yep.
Beautiful. And that'll be going up against, again, Dino up in top, Velma jungle, Defaults mid, and then Arri and Grey as ADC and support respectively, which is just always a nice start. So, luckily, as I've said before, we love a nice calm start where it's not immediately a 5-on-1 because the 5-on-1 tends to usually go against us. And good for us, it does seem like everyone's staying in their lane. Bad for us, it looks like a lot of damage is already being done in mid lane with that double Akron in the bush momentum going on.
Yep, in the bot lane we saw some trading, but it looks like we're still doing alright.
Yeah.
It shouldn't matter too much if Grey is close because of passing ability every couple of seconds. I think it's the third maybe. Whenever they do auto attack, they gain some health.
First blood.
Alright, so that is the first blood gone. Unfortunately, that Maokai going down already. And then the first couple of minutes. They're going for what we can. It looks like right now Ari's just kind of left to deal with just Clippers as Flippy has kind of just wandered off to help elsewhere for a while. They're like, hey, it's a one-on-one, it's not safe. They're gonna actually go make that team now.
Yeah, we saw the Nautilus rotate up to mid, landed up close on the Arri. Luckily, we were close enough under tower where it didn't make that big of a difference.
And already I'm beginning to see once again that we are hovering mainly under our towers, trying to lure people into our range, if anything, which has its benefits, but it also means that you can't really push back ever because you're already as back as you can be without just giving them tower damage.
Right, hopefully we can see our jungler come in and help get those whoever's pushed up under tower and get a kill on them. Zach is super great for that. Zach has some of the best engagement in the game, just with a great E ability that lets you launch over walls directly into lane. And then a bunch of CC, and actually both teams have a lot of CC, so this is going to be an interesting match. I expect to see a lot of Murph spreads.
Okay, so we'll have to see if that's what comes to mind, and actually comes true. It does look like Trey Dog did get the second kill of the game, taking down Dino up in top. So, a little disappointing, but again, it's the beginning. They can work back from it. They can get there. It's just, it looks like Akron's going for that push right from the start. They're trying to apply as much pressure as possible, and we just need to respond in kind a little. Alright, and it does look like luckily their jungler did channel away, which is good because they were in range. They could have helped assist there, so I do appreciate them not taking that right now. And it looks like we just got a bit more damage trade-off going on down in bot lane, which is just beautiful to see. Everyone's kind of equaled out around half health. Love to see it, love to see it.
Yep, a lot of back and forth. You see that their Nautilus is playing pretty aggressive. Getting a push on our Maokai. Lots going on. They managed to push the Maokai and get the kill on the Nautilus.
And it looks like they're trying to continue that a bit on Clippers, but it looks like Grey didn't get the memo, walked away too fast, and Clippers was able to get that kill. Did get a root, but did end up going down. Very close though there. I think if they had been on the same page, that could have been a beautiful moment. But even then, just the response of realizing, oh, we weren't backing right there, and turning around to get at least that little bit more damage on Akron was very good.
Yeah, there had been a bit of a miscommunication on their part, whether or not they wanted to go in hard on that smolder or if they wanted to back off after securing the kill.
It does look like Dino did get their revenge up in top lane against Trey, got that kill, but meanwhile Llama and Mid are going after those void mites, and Flippy is coming in to help. We have no response coming from CMU side right now. They might have already just considered it on pause, but I know it's also just, they have a lot of trouble sometimes with keeping an eye on that area and responding fast enough to help handle it. Alright, it looks like Flippy's just getting some vision going on in that corner since they're in the area, which will definitely help them. And just everyone else is just going back to their own tasks for the most part.
Now, it is important for us to try to be considering these objectives now that they're void rub. Looks like we were able to corner the smolder. We see the flash, but it's not enough to get the kill, unfortunately.
Yeah, we did get quite the damage trade-off, and it looks like Grey is kind of walking away, trying to help Velma with that dragon, but instead getting caught off guard by Flippy, who took him down. Velma almost came to help intervene, but realized that he has to stay in range of that dragon, which Flippy is kind of hesitating. They're not sure if they want to hop in or not, but I think they saw the pressure being put on Clippers by Arri and has realized that they need to come back if everything. However, they're kind of still just hovering, and it looks like the dragon actually got taken over by Llama for a moment, only to be discarded again.
Yeah, it looks like we had to abandon that as the Lilia walked down. And while that was happening, Trey Dog got another kill on Dino, unfortunately.
Yeah, just very, very good with their hits. They're getting us quick and they're getting us down. We're trying to play it safe because we know that, like, right now we could build very fast if we get the right moves, but it's just a matter of getting there first. Overall, it looks like Arri and Grey, for the most part, are kind of trying to keep to their side of the map. Mid and default are just having their little song and dance in mid, and then it's just up to the rest of the map what's going on.
Yep, it's slowed down a bit again, but like you're trying to get this skull in the smolder. Lilia will come in, we see the smolder halt there.
Yeah. Now, I think that one is adorable. It's just called Mom. But it is just a very impressive one to use, and I can see that Smolder is definitely going to be one that people are at least going to like for the gimmick, just based on what I've seen so far.
Yeah, Smolder's definitely great for fighting with that ultimate, because it does a decent amount of damage, it's slow, and it's got such a wide range.
Yeah. Speaking of dragons, it looks like Akron was taking on that dragon, but meanwhile we've got default getting help from our jungler, trying to help off with mid, but it looks like it's just not going to really lead anywhere because they got that down. And Red Team did get that internal Drake. Meanwhile, Red Team is also starting to take on our camps once more. That's just a recurring trend, actually, just always putting that pressure, trying to take over anywhere they can when Velma's not looking. And it's definitely just... it always happens to the little guy, you know?
Yeah, it is definitely frustrating as a jungler, because that is a lot of gold and XP that you're missing out on. So you either need to start putting vision in your jungle so that you know when they are there and maybe your teammates can come and help, or you just need to clear your camps when they come up.
Yeah. I think the hardest thing is it often happens when Velma's trying to help out in other areas, but when those areas often the person they come to with is too low of health to actually continue with the kill. They're not really making up that experience in another way. It is also holding them. It looks like meanwhile on top, we've just got a bit of a song and dance going on. They're hovering, they're trying not to take damage. It does look like Trey is a level up on Dino, likely from getting that extra kill on them, but luckily those are things that can even out pretty easily. Meanwhile down in bot, we've got a lot more damage trade-off. Grey especially is their focus, but they're getting some damage off on Clippers. And it is now a 2-on-2 very quick. They're trying to get Trey down as quick as they can, get it down to a 2-on-1. And now Llama is left alone against Velma Dino. They did get that sneak off on Velma. They were able to take the Lilia down. So that's going to help catch some on those kills.
Yeah, we saw a good ult on Dino's part, securing that kill on Kief and beyond. And then they immediately turned on the warrior, so that was right on our team.
Ooh, and looks, there comes that Arri again, very fast. Clippers and Flippy are just going on the offensive, trying to take down Grey and Arri, and both of them are very low health, enough that they need to stick by that turret for as much damage as possible. Meanwhile, mid is trying to get in on next set of voicemail, but it looks like this time CMU has taken it very seriously. They're getting those grabs, and they are running as fast as they can to get back to their positions. That was just very good timing, very good play. They knew what they wanted and they went for it. Meanwhile, Clip and Flippy do know what they want, and they are going for a little bit more turret damage while they can. Looks like they're just trying to take advantage of just any backs that they can at this moment. Meanwhile, we've got very low health on default in mid, and even less health on Dino. Dino needs to watch out, especially when they're going near all the minions, because...
that was a very bold champion ult. Right under the tower, but Dino is outplaying him, hitting these dodges, avoiding the spears. Unfortunately, we see the
like
Nautilus
is getting
walking
very
in,
close.
And there's the hook.
Got some damage on, and
And
Dino got
turns
the
it around.
kill.
And
Good
he
job,
survived.
Dino. That was just very good play, using that one movement to get away from Trey. And yes, Trey is going to get that tower kill, but they got that kill back in return. And honestly, even with the tower damage more, that was so worth it in my heart. I love seeing that. I'm sure that got them frustrated over on Akron's side right now. Meanwhile, Grey's kind of hovering in the area. They're seeing that they could try to assist over with mid, and they are going to go for it. Mid has been rooted. They are taking quite the damage. Got the charm up, and Karma is shut down before anyone can even assist.
We see some great rotations here on CMU's part. Seems like we were playing it a little bit more slow at the early game, but we seem to found our footing. We're rotating between lanes, making sure we can get these kills.
It is definitely impressive, especially with how many higher ranked people we've been playing against during this ESC tournament. It is so good to see that we are getting more excited about everything. It looks like Riot did go on a bit of a freeze. Someone has stunned them, but luckily that stun wore off right in time to see that we've just got a bit more trade-off going on in bot lane. We've got people trying to deal with vision. Overall, just a normal game, luckily. Looks like Flippy is trying to sneak around through those bushes. Arri needs to watch out because I'm sure that Flippy is trying to do something cool. But it looks like Grey kind of scared them off a little. Very good. Just much safer this way, honestly.
Yeah, Grey came back just in time because I know that Flippy was looking for that gank, hoping to get a hook under the tower, that kill, but we're safe for now.
And luckily I'm seeing that Velma is getting rid of the wards that they can from the other side, which is very good. Especially as I see that Lilia was approaching, so it is kind of turning into a bit of a shootout. It looks like their main focus is Flippy, trying to get that charm up on them and on Llama at the same time. But it looks like mid is joining the fray very fast. Llama got Arri down. Grey and Velma on very low health, just trying to stay alive right now. Default hopping in, getting that charm off, it looks like, once again, just throwing themselves into it. Clippers got the rampage going and killing that outside. And unfortunately, Default goes down too. Now it is only Velma just trying their best to get that root. Fortunately, our aggression got turned against us, and Akron was indeed angry about it because they did just get 4 kills on us.
Yeah, we definitely got a little too greedy there after that first kill on us. I think we might have needed to back off a little, but you know, when you see somebody who's below half health, it's really hard not to just rush them and try to get them, but we did pay the price because the rest of the team was ready and waiting for that mistake.
And it looks like they're using that downtime to just quickly take this next dragon, especially as Llama getting next down and taking down the mountain drake next. Getting 2 of those dragons on their way, already have a void might. We've got 1 void might, but that's really all we've got in comparison, so we're down a little bit, down 8k gold and down 8 kills. We've got to not get too greedy, but we got to keep going.
We have seen some good plays on our part, but we are going to probably have to play a bit safer, make sure that we can safely secure kills while not getting picked in the process and securing some of these objectives.
I am going to say I am loving the increased just rotations and just plays that they're doing. They're going for things that they usually wouldn't get too scared for. Like right now, it looks like they are trying to initiate and it might be a bit much going against what we're used to. It looks like that wasn't really their intention, and Grey is trying to help out. Our Yone has gone down, but we have Grey and Velma escaping, and they did do quite the damage. Now it's just a matter of if they can stay asleep long enough, or stay away long enough to heal up. Not asleep, hopefully. Alright, and it looks like the team fight has kind of dispersed. Everyone's going their separate ways. All in time for the Inferno to be taken on by Llama and Arri. Looks for the moment to be undisputed, especially as Smolder has destroyed the first turret, or not the first turret, but quite another turret going down. Slowly but surely we are getting whittled away, and those Void Mites did not help our case with all that turret true damage. And that is something I've noticed, that even when we can start catching up on those kills, we often neglect going for that follow-up with the turret. It seems that sometimes we just get a little too worried about where are all the other players, and we need to just focus on whittling them down too sometimes. But right now we've got Velma coming in, they're trying to help with that fight in bottom against the mid. Default is very low on health and hasn't even gone down. But it looks like Velma took that person. Default is going to try their best to finish off mid to put up some kind of shield, but they have gone down.
Yeah, mid nearly secured that kill on Velma, but luckily Velma was able to finish them off just in time.
Alright, and it looks like once again we just got Llama taking over our camps again. Dino in the area, obviously not going to be able to interfere with that because he's got to stay inside his area. And Llama and Clippers now just going off on Arri in the mid. We've got that rotation going on, and it's not going well for Arri.
Luckily we did get that shut down, but this team is not afraid to dive under towers to try to secure these kills.
Yeah, it was 1 for 1, but unfortunately sometimes we need a little bit more than one. Either way though, doing really good with this momentum. I'm enjoying it a lot. Alright. And it looks like by now we have had the rotation that we usually see happen around this time, where mid starts to switch to bot lane on who wants to be where. Always seems to be the case if we can handle it. Meanwhile, Velma is helping Dino up in top, going to take down straight odds and hopefully push forward again. Maybe get some turret damage going on while we can get the chance. Flippy kind of hovering around in the jungles. Velma looks like they saw that and do not want to interact with it yet. Meanwhile, Flippy and Clippers with Grey and Arri in mid lane, just new location, same beautiful kind of vibe. Beautiful to see.
I gotta say, I love seeing these engages with the Zac just slingshotting in and then just getting a bunch of stuns on whoever they're diving in on, while the other person can just throw a bunch of things.
And it looks like Clipper actually was trying to start a fight with Zac, but kind of wore off on that. And just in time to look down and see mid absolutely trying to chase Default for a while.
Really hungry for those kills, luckily. Arri was able to get out.
Meanwhile, however, mid and Clippers are just going to be able to deal with that turret taking on the damage. And they've got that Rift Herald summon, and there goes another one of our turrets. Looks like most of our defenses are down at this point, and a lot of damage is happening to our people right under the turret. The damage is being done by turrets just isn't enough to stop anyone. And we don't even have the chance to deal with that Rift Herald on our own.
Yeah, I mean, Flippy is just getting these absolutely disgusting hooks, throwing them under tower. And then I saw Flippy hit one of our people with the ult, causing a bunch of chaos. And the enemy team just took advantage of that, dove in on them, and then were able to secure a bunch of kills.
And it looks like they've already taken down one of our turret inhibitors. And then they're just going to rush away right as we're starting to spawn back in. They said, we've done what we wanted. We've got to start up. We're going to start doing those super minions. Now we've put pressure on them, and they have to defend their base while we just go get even more buffed up. And sure enough, it looks like they have gone to take on the Hextech Dragon right now. Oh. And our client is being a little bit funny right now, but we come back and kind of see that that Drake hasn't taken him down. Either Dragon, of course. Smolder going after those parents, apparently. Meanwhile, Zach's just trying to get in, get some kills on his own camps because anything helps at this point. especially when you're already at just over a 12k lead on gold and 12 kills. And it looks like the the Baron is coming, changing that map just a little bit, but we don't really have the time to fight it, so it looks like Akron is just hopping right into the fray, not even worried, putting a bit of vision down, but overall hopping right into the fight.
Yeah, we really need our team to move up and possibly try to engage on this. Otherwise, it will be bad news if they have that Baron buff.
It looks like, however, Velma and Dino are kind of hovering in the area, trying to get everyone in on time, but it doesn't look like it'll be fast enough. And the red team did now also get the Baron. We've got 3 of our people in the area, but it looks like now that the team's at 5 on 3, where they are getting Velma absolutely taken down by Smolder. Only to take down Grey next, and are they going to hunt down the last person? It looks like they might be trying to find Dino, but overall going, we've done what we wanted, and we're not really worried. Llama hovering around the base, but not really wanting to infiltrate it yet, which is good because default is going on the detention for that right now.
Mom says I'm not supposed to eat you, but I'm too fat.
Unless they were just waiting for some minions, because it looks like that's what Trey, Flippy, and Clippers were doing. They were getting a couple of those minions just enough that they can barge in under that turret, slam out the damage, get another turret down, and then just keep slamming their way into our base once again. It looks like all 5 people are in our base, and we just got a giant cheap fight going on. If we will survive.
There's that smaller ult hitting a lot of them. Dino with a big ult as well, but it looks like they just have too much damage for us to compete with.
Yeah, I did see a couple of their members went down, but unfortunately it just doesn't look like enough. It looks like right now Arri is doing their best in the little corner, but they can't really do much. Those minions are just slowly whittling away our turrets, and Akron is going to make sure that that damage lands true, carrying down our turrets as fast as possible. Arri is doing their best to defend, but it is just not going to be enough as the first turret goes down, the second. All that is left into the Nexus, and unfortunately we are just not going to be fast enough to change that. And so the first matchup today goes to Akron.
Hopefully we can learn from our mistakes this match, be prepared for them to rotate a lot early game, and then take advantage of that, and hopefully get a win in this next one.
Yeah, I really liked the aggression and just all of the rotations that they were doing. They were really good on the engages, and I even saw a lot of focus on vision and even just destroying the other team's control of vision. But we'll just have to see. Hopefully this doesn't get into their head for the next game, and it'll just go better from there. So we will see you guys in a short bit, but we are going to take a quick break while they queue up the second game. We'll see you in a moment. Alright, and welcome back into not quite the Rift, but we're getting there. So far, we're just doing the pick bands. We once again have that Nocturne and that Anivia band. Just trying to do our best to keep some of those constants gone. Up next, that Vi has been taken out of the picture, and it looks like Dino is the next to get their ban in. And while we're waiting for that, I will quickly point out that Flippy has left the chat for this one, leaving the fight to Hishimiya instead. So we won't have the same person who is doing all those Nautilus grabs.
Thankfully.
But who knows what that'll mean. Looks like once again we have banned that Gragas. We just do not want it around. And then a Varus and a Karma have also been taken out. So we're scared of that Karma a little bit more now. But overall, for the most part, it seems that a lot of the bans are staying on Akron's side from what they don't want. They know what they don't like to see. And they're like, we can handle the rest.
Yeah, I mean, they did win the last round, so maybe they're thinking to themselves like, well, if it worked, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Speaking of,
keep the same bans.
Looks like part of the reason too is Trey Dog has stolen Zach away from our side, which I know Velma's gonna take that very personally because the amount of times I have seen him use Zach. This may not go well. All right, and it looks like on our side we have taken that Gwen, which we know Dino loves up in top lane, so welcome back, Gwen. Ooh, and we've got the Morgana.
Okay.
All right, Morgana is like one of the only characters I've played more than 3 times, so I love to see her because I actually understand what her abilities do. This is perfect for me. So I'm assuming that's probably going to be GreySwag since he has been our support. So that'll be exciting to see. Hopefully I'm right. However, I have seen Morgana used a couple times in jungle. I've tried it once, but I'm not good in jungle. I'll admit, very support-based.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, jungle is definitely kind of an off-meta pick.
Okay,
But it can work.
Okay. Alright, and it looks like Llama has picked up that Kane. I'm gonna quickly look in our like little notes, but it doesn't look like Kane's one that they tend to use. No one's used Kane, so this is once again just a new pick. Up next, they've got that Draven picked up, which also just someone that they're throwing in. It looks like at this point they're like, let's try new things. We've already won the first. What could go wrong? Which hopefully, for our sake, a good bit. But for the spirit of unbiased, hopefully it goes okay. And it does look like we've picked up a Thresh and then banned Milio as our 4th ban. Which, now I'm questioning, because where would Thresh go?
It's probably going to be a Morgana jungle and Thresh support.
Okay, so my off-brand guess might just be right. I have seen the Thresh used by us in support more than Morgana has ever been like picked up. So I'll be very excited if Morgana is our jungle, because then I get to just see her around there. Alright, looks like that Seraphine has been banned along with Misfortune. And then it's just down to who Trey is going to ban as their final pick. And then we can just see who the final 2 picks are. Alright, and it looks like Ezreal was taken out. Just a solid one to get rid of. Just, if someone knows how to play Ezreal good, I've learned at this level, you don't want to play around them. It's terrifying.
Absolutely.
And then it looks like we might be picking up a Zeri. Alright, and there she is. Arri has grabbed a Zeri. And then it's just up to these final couple picks. I will say it's a lot different compared to last time, so it's going to be very interesting to see how this changes up everyone's play style, if they're going to try same tactics, different character, how much of this was picked hoping that the other side would pick something the same. Who knows? All I know is that Katarina's been picked next, and it looks like maybe Yana? Yep, and there it is. That is their last pick over on Akron's side, and then Grey just has to pick the final character for our side. I'm wondering who that would be. I know Grey doesn't really have many people that he considers his like mains, so I'm always a little like on the fence about who could he be picking, just because he's always like, we'll find out. And it looks like last second that was the Yasuo picked in, and sure enough we're going to see some things get switched around, and our final moves will actually be Trey taking Zac, it looks like, unless they're going to switch it around. We never know.
Mid-Chicken and Clippers did swap characters, which I saw Mid-Chicken on Draven. I'm like, oh, are they going to be Bot Chicken this game? But nope, they swapped the Katarina, so it looks like they're going to be sticking on mid.
All right, yeah. I'm sensing just like a theme of wanting to be the mid laner, and it's very nice. And it's also nice to not see that Smolder coming back, because Clippers was kind of dominating as that Smolder. However, I don't know much about Draven, so that might just be a whole new realm of terrifying. Do you know much about what they do?
Yeah, so every time Draven gets a kill on a minion, he builds up stacks. And then when he gets a kill on a champion, those stacks are rewarded, and he gets gold for it. So definitely a scary pick if it's a good Draven, because he can just be getting a ton of gold very quickly and just like outpace everybody else in the match.
Okay, and we did notice that Clippers, when they were playing as Smolder, were very good at just getting ahead of the game. And if that was with a relatively new character, I am worried to see how Clippers is going to do. I'm hoping that they focus a little bit more on dealing with ADC right away. I did hear that they're thinking about talking a bit more on focusing top at the beginning. But honestly, I'd rather see them just make sure Clippers cannot get an inch on them, because the moment it's an inch, they'll get that mile. They are definitely the player that I am most worried about. I'm also interested to see how the person who has taken Zac does. I want to see what Trey is doing with them, if they are actually the one keeping that. Just because Zach is, I've only seen them used by CMU, and I'm sure that Velma is going to be taking it a little bit personally to see that one of their most common picks has just been swiped out from under them right away, in a way that's almost worse than banning it altogether because you don't even have it anymore. However, we do have just about a minute and a half before the rift, so we're going to save the rest of his commentary for when we have reached the rift. So we'll see you guys then. Looks like Zach got that little ability going on, but I always hate watching it happen. I don't really understand it. Unfortunately, our audience is going to go down.
Impressive plays from Dino.
Wait, Dino's alive.
Yeah, so Dino managed to get the initial kill off of the Zac, and Zac's passive is that once he dies,
He's gotta get all that stuff together.
he's gotta kill all those things. But while that was happening, Dino managed to get the kill on the Kane, and then turned around and secured the kill on the Zac. So a great start for our top lane.
No, that was impressive. I'll be honest, I just completely misunderstood that. Go off, Dino. My apologies for that. Oh, but that was impressive, and now it looks like we've got a bit of a 3-on-3 going on in bot lane, but it's kind of almost dispersing, but they've got to watch out because Llama's getting very close, messing around with their vision. But luckily, Velma and Grace seem to have taken notice of that, and they're taking it hard.
Yeah, Arri is playing a dangerous game right there, and you see the, I believe that was a flash for the Draven to get that kill, unfortunately. Hopefully, at this point, the Draven didn't build that many stacks, but we'll see how big of an impact that has had on the game so far.
Meanwhile, it looks like Clippers and Hoshi are just kind of trying to like stick around, do what they can. Default is getting a bit of a 2-on-1 as Llama hops in, tries to scare around, only to just walk through for those camps. Just doing what they do best, intimidating us. And it looks like we're just going to channel back in mid. We're getting hopefully some items and some health back. Luckily, gold is very close right now because we're 4 minutes in. Bills are 1 to 2. So we're gonna keep that going for a while. That'll definitely help us to get some items, keep that aggression. Just loving it.
13 and Sora loves just hanging out in our jungle, however. So hopefully we keep going into theirs and taking their stuff as well, just to keep our gold and experience up into our jungle.
Yeah, it looks like Llama's just in that area, knows what they want to do. Top lane, we are also retreating there, low on health. Don't really want to face that Zac right now. But we've got all the health in the world right now down in bot lane, so we can at least keep something going. But it looks like instead, we're also backing. I'm not sure what the move is here, because it looks like they're doing fine on health, so if it is just items, that makes sense, but... Okay, yep, and it does look like items are being purchased. Meanwhile, Llama is taking on the Void Mite. Did manage to get almost all of them, but it looks like Dino did manage to steal the last bit of that one. So that's going to be 2 stacks on Akron and 1 on CMU right now, which is, it's something. I'll take anything sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, just taking away 1 Void Mite is really big. Because that means that if Akron does want the full potential of those buffs, they're going to have to get all 3 the next time they buff.
No, yeah, it's anywhere they can get, I am happy to see them pushing for it and not just backing off. Because every little bit helps in a game like this when the tides can be turned so fast. Meanwhile, it looks like Clippers is kind of putting some vision up around. It looks like Grey is keeping an eye on that and does not want to allow that vision to be kept. Just going to knock that out right away before coming back. Looks like they took Earl's vision too, which is always helpful. Meanwhile, are getting hit with an attack, we're running away just in time for no more damage to occur. Oh, she's definitely playing it safe, hovering in that bush. If they could get vision on that, that'd be a lot more helpful.
Right,
But it
see
does.
Velma rushing in, a good hook from Swag. And they're trying to do as much damage as they can to the Draven. Unfortunately, the Draven will secure the kill.
And it looks like Default is going for Clippers. Did get that kill, but Default is going to get a little bit messed up right there, taken down by Llama. We're keeping it pretty even, so we're keeping that aggression, but Akron is returning it right back. We've got 3 people hovering down in bot lane right now, while Grey and Velma are trying to figure out what they're going to do as the next move. And it seems that backing up was their play, but attacking our towers was Akron's. Meanwhile, Llama once again in our camps. Grey backing, Arri just rushing forward, and Velma kind of hesitating. They want their camp back, and they're scaring off Llama, luckily, but overall just not fully making a play there. Meanwhile, Arri gets to take the advantage of Hoshi walking away, which where Hoshi's going, we'll find out soon, I'm sure. But just everyone's trying to do as much as they can. I'm loving that, at least for the most part. We're seeing very little hesitation. People trying to make a play. Fortunately, the next play was Clippers taking down Arri, and it looks like Clippers is gaining their momentum back from the last game very fast.
Yeah, I mean, Arri just keeps getting caught out, unfortunately. They're definitely going to have to start playing a lot safer if they want to come back from this.
Yeah.
Especially because I believe that's twice where their Draven has had a decent amount of stacks and gotten some gold out of it. So the gold lead is definitely pretty existent. It's almost 2k, about 1.5 at the moment, which isn't huge, but it's definitely big enough to make a difference.
Yeah, especially like when kills are equal right now, that's really the only thing going other than that one extra void might. So it's like they're really neck and neck right here, which is good compared to a big difference right away. But that's when you've got to be tense, you've got to be ready to keep going. Like I saw in mid lane a moment ago, Default was handling a 2-on-1 very well, actually forcing both of his opponents to back off. Didn't get any kills, but definitely was exerting pressure, making them retreat from him, and not getting a big win whatsoever. Meanwhile, Kiefer's taking down Grey this time, already trying to rush in, but a moment too late. Not really able to make an impact right now. And Dumma is working with Dino to do their best to take down Lava. Default coming in, hoping to assist with that. But it looks like Lava had gone invisible, hadn't they?
Yep, they ulted on top of Velma, I believe, just to try to buy themselves some more time, maybe get a few abilities back, but it wasn't enough, and we managed to get the kill off. Unfortunately, bot lane seems to have been taken. Clippers has become a problem at this point.
Yeah, it was definitely they needed to focus on Clippers from the start, and already we can see this is probably when they're like, that's their ace in the hole right there. He's just there to mess things up as much as possible. Meanwhile, Grey once again really good on those rotations, and we see that red team got those void grubs, but at the very least CMU is making sure that that is not getting those stacks. We also cannot get a stack quite yet, but we are making plenty of progress. We've got Dino up in top, trying to push what he can. It looks like there is no one up on top, but Dino's not really sure of that, it seems, because playing it very safe, just hovering around the minions, moving enough that no one can just immediately touch him right away. But now that it seems a lot more clear, just gonna keep pushing forward. And we see in the mid lane we've got Arri and Grey now rotating up against Clippers and Hoshi. Now they're trying to defend a new turret, and Llama is just trying to destroy our vision. But Grey's just going to immediately put it back, which I love to see that. But overall, it seems that this upper corner is just where most of the party has come to stick around, because they know this is where all the fun is going to be had.
Arri could definitely use some help on that mid turret, but the rest of the team is just kind of hovering around bot lane. I'm not entirely sure what they're doing at the moment. Maybe they were expecting them to go for drag, but we see Dino securing the kill on the Zac again. Hopefully Dino can make up for the deficit that's happened in bot lane.
Yeah, which it looks like we're working on it as fast as possible. It's only like a 2.5 increase, which has gone up by 1,000 gold, but we are still ahead. We're doing what we can. I do honestly think that having that Zac taken by Grey wasn't the best move, because yes, it was a very stick to the man kind of moment. However, we can kind of tell that at least at the moment he's not fully sure how to handle it, because he is currently the only one without any, well, no, one of his other members has no kills or assists, but he has died 3 of the 6 times that we've gotten killed. So maybe going for Zac wasn't the right move for someone who just plays Zac nearly every round that they can. Meanwhile, it looks like Llama did get Arri down, pushed them all the way up to the turret. But Grey got that revenge, said, if you take my partner, I'll take you, and took down Llama in return, and is now on their way to see where they can help, what they can do. It looks like Grey and Default are doing their best to defend mid now. Velma coming into the area, only to channel away. Meanwhile, Grey's trying to just snuck past the turret, and Crusading said, I am not about to do this. Trying to run away, but Crusading is on the crusade to get him. And it looks like Grey has joined the chase. They don't want to let Zach away. They're like, let's get a fourth kill on this guy.
Ooh, we see
But
the
it
flash
looks
come
like-
out, and Trey will get out. That was an interesting tactic from Zach, though, trying to keep the minions pushed back in the back, so just to prevent Dino from pushing tower. Doesn't seem to have worked that well, given that they had to back, and hopefully Dino will be able to secure this turret kill up in top lane.
Yeah. It's definitely just, I'm loving the aggression there. I'm loving that Dino said, I'm going to do as much as I can here. You took one of my friends, like most of these characters. So I'm going to pull up that Gwen. And we can see that even our camera's getting a little bit excited there. We've got that turret destroyed. And I think that's actually our first turret of the season.
Alright,
So you know what? We're moving up in the world. We got those voids, we got a turret. I'm excited. We're going places. Alright, looks like Trey's hovering the area, kind of confused. They're like, wait a second, I wasn't supposed to let this happen. Meanwhile, we've got 4 of our people taking down that dragon. Clipper's in the area, but I don't know if Clipper's really gonna make a difference. No, indeed, red team did get that cloud trick. We are doing good. We've got most of the boys. We've got Dino, like, as much as they can. They are taking down Zach as much as possible. Looks like they're also just getting those minions handled really fast. Just, everything's going so well this turnaround, and I'm so happy about it.
Yeah, Dino's really doing some great stuff in top lane, getting these kills, pushing up turret while the rest of the team is securing drag. We did lose our middle turret, but now we've got the team there, hopefully able to get a kill as they continue to try and push.
And it looks like Default and Arri are just like pushing their way there. They're trying to defend people. Default saw Llama and really went for that hit. Acting up because they are getting quite a bit hurt. It looks like they're taking full flat. Arri getting knocked airborne, but overall just so much happening. It looks like we've brought all of our team in this little moment, trying to do our best. We've got one of us back, but the rest of them are still too strong. They said you are not taking this from us without a fight. And it looks like everyone on Akron's team is kind of slowly getting pushed away. They're not sure what all they want to do. It looks like they got the stun on Llama, and they said this is who we want to go for. Llama has been quite a pain in our side. Llama has joined the rest of the group, so now it's just pushed right back to that tower, trying to get as much tower distance as they can. But it seems that Akron's a little bit smarter than some minions, so unfortunately they're not going to fall for that. And overall, it seems that they're kind of just dispersing now that Trey's been taking a lot of damage on the top lane. Those hits are getting hard. And it looks like he's no one doing that. Grey and Dino just coming up. Grey missing that stun, unfortunately. But it's definitely terrifying. They're going to scare him off. Oh, it looks like Grey's getting quite the damage. Grey actually is quite hurt. Clipper's got a kill on Derry where we weren't looking, but overall we have at least forced Grey to back. And that's pretty on what going on in mid lane. But Velma is going to escape by the skin of his teeth. Unfortunately, I don't know if that tower will do the same. That would be bad.
Dino going in, quite a dangerous spot, doing a little ult jump, while hoping that the team can come in, due to that kill, and Dino is out. So
that was
good play
beautiful.
good play on Swag's part, putting that lantern out there so that Dino could get out safely after securing that kill, so that was a great play by both of those players.
Yeah, there's a lot more synergy going on. People have started to get really used to what they want. They're getting a lot of players that they're used to using. It's just, they're going against people who tried making picks to drum off the rhythm, and while some of these picks are working like with Clippers, things like Trey on Zach is just setting them back enough that CMU is able to just surge for one, and it is so beautiful to see. Meanwhile, Crusading, covering that turret by the skin of his teeth, said, I do not want to let another one go down. They're going to do their best to just keep defending, and they are getting really close to where Trey was hiding, but it looks like Trey got a little bit scared. They're going to try to back up, channel away. Meanwhile, Crusading said, I don't want to let you. I'm going to keep pushing as much as I can, because if you're dead, you're down, and at least then you're going to take a little bit longer to return. It looks like Trey is going to get that escape as Gwen goes elsewhere. Meanwhile, we've got Arri and Grey getting pushed a little bit closer to base because with those towers destroyed, they kind of got to deter from getting hit by Munoz. We've got 3-on-3-ish that did happen in the jungle near bot lane, but it looks like it's been quickly disbanded now that it was caught.
Red team's
Yeah,
turret has been
both
destroyed.
teams are really playing like this back and forth style where they'll push up and then retreat and then push up again. Playing very safe, so it's not necessarily the most interesting to watch as opposed to the big team fight, but it does seem to be working out for CMU, at least better than last game. I'm still pushing our towers, but no, we're securing objectives, we're not dying a bunch, so it's working out as of now. Hopefully we can find our picks that we need to just be able to push up and then get some more towers.
Yeah, and while it does look like Akron was able to take our top lane, and then meanwhile we were able to get that Rift Herald, unfortunately it does look like our Gwen has gone down. So we'll see Dino when he gets to respawn in around half a minute, but in the meanwhile, everyone else is doing really good. Akron is taking on that dragon. Took that Hex Tech Drake, so now each team has one dragon. CMU has most of the grubs that have come out, and we do have that Rift Herald. Akron does have a gold on us, but we do have the kill. So overall, it's probably one of the most even matches I've seen CMU face, which is really impressive considering that Akron is, I want to say, the ranked 5th out of 14 on the roster right now, with only one previous loss. So it'll be interesting to see if we can actually push it into being 2 losses. But either way, I am definitely seeing a lot of improvement in CMU. Even as they're being pushed back right now, you can see a lot more aggression, a lot more move usage. They're just doing their best to do as much as they can at once, preventing like as much damage as possible. It looks like Dino did take down Llama. Meanwhile, taken down by Trey thereafter. I think that's actually a great kill that Zach has gotten. Mid got Dino back down. Poor guy just got back up. But overall, still a lot better. I've seen plenty of times where that would have turned into 0 people being right on CMU side. So we're seeing a lot of more movement, a lot more aggression, and what I'm seeing out. Oh, and meanwhile, that one, it looks like he's going down next, and there it is. It looks like all of a sudden Akron is going right over the edge, getting rid of those inhibitors, and then it looks like maybe just walking away now?
Yeah, our players have begun to respawn, and they have some low health players.
Does look like they went for a little bit less damage right there on default, they said. We thought we were backing, but we're going to throw you off one more second, see how you like it. But no, it has turned very quickly into Akron's favor, but overall, still something that CMU is doing really good on, just all over the place in the best way possible. Instead of just lost, they are like, they're moving, they're rotating, they're trying to engage wherever possible, and there's such an improvement from round 1.
Yeah, and I mean, even not just between rounds they're improving, but between these matches we've seen them improve as a team and as individual players.
There's definitely just a lot more just teamwork going on. They're getting a lot more synergy. With every match that they do, you can just see that they are working their best. Meanwhile, it looks like we've got Dino and Velma hovering down in bot lane area, trying their best to do what they can. Red team did get that Rift Herald off, going to send it down in bot lane. You see that Trey is looking to engage, but got sent airborne.
Interesting play on Velma's part. On the tower, maybe they were trying to get out just because they saw the whole entire enemy team rushing in, but did not pan out at the end as they were able to secure the kill both on Velma and on Tua.
Yeah, that was definitely interesting, and that did remind me because now they do drive the Herald. Isn't that how it works now?
Yeah, so you can basically hop in it and control it, which is what we saw there, which maybe it would have been worth it to ram it into the tower. I mean, given that Velma died regardless, definitely. But I mean, I can understand why Velma was trying to go out and just try to get out like the rest of his team.
It also looks like that Akron did get another tower, and while CMU is trying to defend their area, it looks like they're getting kills underneath their area. They are getting some response back on Akron, but Akron is just continuing on. And once again, the Clippers taking kills, just horrifying me every time.
Yeah, those auto attacks chunking down to half of that Zeri's health right there. It's just absolutely crazy how that damage.
Yeah, and it looks like they're just teaming up on people one-on-one down lane Grey, and it looks like, there we go, we've got Gwen down next, and there's just no one in their way, really. Zeri's kind of coming back with no one to help them. It's easy enough for everyone else to kind of just try to get in the way, at least intimidate them. Looks like we are getting some deaths going on as people try to approach.
Yeah, getting very greedy walking underneath our base and just dying. Although Clippers is pretty unstoppable, although I might have spoken too soon as he is stopped.
Stopped, Trey forced to retreat because he's realizing he's not going to be able to do much on his own. Never mind, he's dancing. What is he doing? Default said, I'm not a fan of this. Gonna force him back. Meanwhile, Lamont is once again in our camps trying to like strengthen up just a little. And Trey just jumping around, doing whatever he can. Absolutely terrified to die alone, but not terrified enough that he's not going to be able to go out there. Meanwhile, we get hit with that new fight for a second, but we come back in time to see that default has gone down, as has Velma. Unfortunately, Arri and Crusading just doing their best, trying to get what they can, especially with Grey down too. Almost got Llama down, but Llama's got that shield up, just getting that health, just doing fine, and we are just... unfortunately, it looks like we're a little bit out of our league right now again. Well, went from a match where we were ahead to matched up evenly, just very quickly something changed, and now we are just on pure defensive like panic right now.
Yep, and they get the remaining kills on who was alive. There's the ace. Swag just respawned along with Velma, but there's not much they can do besides just sit back and try to defend base as they continue pushing in. They need one more tower on our mid on the Nexus, and then they can just start trying to end the game. So we need to play very defensively. Unfortunately, the Katarina will dive right in, get a double kill. We'll see if they can get three. Can't all will connect, and that. Not quite an ace as Zeri. No, it was an ace, but Zeri did just respawn. But at this point, we're just trickling in one by one and dying. So,
yeah,
unfortunately, I don't know if there's much we can do at this point.
Especially when it looks like they have the confidence that they went off just to kill another dragon because they said, hey, they're not even getting out of their base at this point. Let's just make it a little bit worse on them. With 15 kills, twice above us, twice as many, and 14k
one
gold
kill.
on us. Overall, yeah, kill for kill going on right now. It looks like it's just a rush to see if they can hit those final few hits on the Nexus, and we're doing our best. We're warding them off for now, actually. Trey is kind of dancing around. Clipper's not quite able to get close. Got minions like slowly whittling us down, but we're doing our best to keep everything alive. I'm actually impressed that we've managed to keep them down for so long, but Clippers has taken down Grey, and they just need a couple more hits, and unfortunately, there it is, what we thought would happen. Akron has beaten CMU with a 2-0 win.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that we lost, but, you know, I still do love to see as our players improve between matches, between rounds. It's great to watch them.
No, there was a lot more of all of the things I've been asking for. I saw them actively focusing on vision. They were getting engages. They were doing rotations. They were being as aggressive as they could. There were moments of hesitance, but that was when they were really pushed in a corner. And just overall, they did so good. Which you can even see it up on the screen right now. We've got such an improvement going on. The amount of damage that Gwen alone did was impressive. But I think that we are actually going to hop on a short break, and then I will come back with Arri for a quick little player interview. So thank you for casting with me.
Yeah.
And I'll see you when we next cast together. And I'll see you guys all in just a few minutes.
All right. See you guys then.
Welcome back, everyone. Again, I'm TaschenMaus, and here we have Arri, our wonderful ADC.
Hello.
So, how are you guys feeling this round? I saw that it was a lot more neck and neck at that end there. We were getting really excited in here, especially when we saw like turrets getting destroyed and all that. How are you guys feeling during that match?
Yeah, I mean, this team is like also got like Grandmasters and Masters players on it. So they're like a very high skill level above us. But we seem to be able to fight them in some of the fights in the first game especially.
Yeah.
It was looking like we might be able to pull some of the fights out. But the second game was a little bit closer in the early game for some of the other lanes. I know in the bot lane we didn't have a very good time.
See, no, you guys were often pushed, but it was very like admirable. You guys were holding your own quite a bit. Like we'd like shoot down to you guys, and you guys were just. At least there was like a lot of damage trading going on.
Yeah, the matchup is rough because Draven in any lane gets to do whatever he wants.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, if you don't pick a champion that can just hard CC and kill the Draven, then you're left without a lot of options.
Yeah, Kiefer was very worried when we saw that Draven, just especially because that was the one who had been playing Smolder the time before, and we saw that they were just very... They were like a snowball down a mountain hill.
They know what they're doing, so they got pretty good positioning and everything. And I mean, in that second game, he knew what he needed to do to get ahead. You know, he tower dove me with no HP to get a kill.
Yeah,
he was like fighting around all of our CC. He was just ignoring the team to try to get his kills early so that he could snowball, and it worked out for them. So.
No, but I saw that you were playing Zeri. You've played them a couple times. Is there like a reason you specifically picked that one today, or was it just...
I just started picking up Zeri. The bot lane meta right now is in like a really wild place where like bot lane doesn't necessarily get the opportunity to carry very often.
Okay.
Not a lot of the champions are strong right now. And so like trying to find those champions that can still have an impact is like what I've been trying to do. And Zeri is like a good one. If she gets like even or goes ahead in lane, then she can really snowball a game herself as well. I wouldn't say that she's very good into Draven. Like we're hoping that the Thresh could do a little more, but it's like rough when the Draven knows what he's doing and like can just not get hit by a hook, right?
Yeah.
So
overall though, I just saw a lot more synergy. It's definitely been growing. So I guess my final question is there like something specific that you guys have been doing to build like that synergy, working on like those engages and rotations? Well,
when we play our matches together, we try to make a lot of plays together, you know, showing up to more team fights together, going to the objectives together. We need to do a much better job of like talking our way into fights. So like when a fight starts, we're usually a little disjointed and we don't show up at the same time, you know?
Okay.
And so like if we can get a better job of going into these fights, I'm sure they'll turn out a lot better and our synergy will be a little bit better as well.
Okay, well either way, I've definitely enjoyed the improvement I've been seeing, and I'm looking forward to seeing where you guys go for the rest of it. Thank you for joining me on this interview, and for everyone else, I will see you guys Wednesday at 8 p.m. See you then.